Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, showers popping up this evening and into the weekend. We'll show the areas affected.
Plus, hurricane season underway and Gainesville leaders caution residents to start preparations now. Why they say waiting for the last minute is the biggest mistake you can make.
And the Osceola County Sheriff involved in a massive illegal gambling operation. The Florida judge sending him a message this morning, setting his bond at $1 million. First at 5 starts now.
First at 5 from the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications. You're watching WUFT News.
This year's hurricane season predicted to bring even more storms than usual. Weather experts are warning residents to be prepared early. Welcome to First at 5. I'm Loper.
And I'm Matt Montalto. WUFT's Fontana Verde is live in the studio with what local officials want you to know ahead of the storms.
Hurricane season started this week and runs through November 30th. I spoke with Gainesville officials to ask about the steps the community should take to stay safe. Summer is here. The warm temperatures welcome storms. After 2 powerful hurricanes in 2024, the city of Gainesville is preparing. Lieutenant Alvin Jones is the acting emergency management director. He wants families to avoid procrastination.
Waiting until the last minute to go get water and supplies, toiletries is the biggest mistake you can do. Same thing for fuel for your generators and things of that nature. Preparation is key.
According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, between 13 and 19 named storms are expected. 6 and 10 could become hurricanes, and 3 to 5 could become major hurricanes.
Number one, that everybody has a plan for hurricanes. Number two, that they build a kit in the event that they have to shelter in place or they have to evacuate an area. And number three, we want to make sure that everybody is staying informed.
Newly appointed Gainesville Fire Chief Sean Hillhouse placed hurricane coverage as a top priority. He and his team of public works staff, police officers, and firefighters make up the Hurricane Task Force. The team's main goal is to ensure roads remain clear and functional during and after the storm.
We keep the trees and debris out of the way so that those main arteries are always accessible.
The city says this is an effort to keep information and reliable sources at your disposal in times of the storm. Authorities remind you that preparation is key when facing a hurricane. If you would like more information or a guide on how to prepare for this hurricane season, please visit WUFT.org for that information. Live in the studio, Fontana Verde, WUFT News.
Thanks, Candy. The next event in Alachua County's campaign promoting readiness for hurricane season, Tap into Preparedness, is set for tonight. The event will run from 6 to 9 tonight at First Magnitude Brewing Company. Alachua County encourages you to, quote, join us for an evening of local flavors and community spirit while learning about preparedness from experts. To stay informed during hurricane season, register for emergency text alerts by texting Alachua to 888-777. The first 100 event attendees who show proof of registration will receive a limited edition Stay Informed pint glass.
But hurricanes aren't the only weather that you need to be prepared for. WUFT's Aiden Wacksman joins us in the studio with what to expect going into this weekend.
Manuel, we're tracking some showers and thunderstorms moving through Columbia County right now. Some lightning associated, this one moving by Lake City around the I-75, I-10 intersection there. Showers and thunderstorms for much of our area, though, should be out of the picture the rest of the evening. You can see in the distance on the campus cam some of those high thunderstorm clouds, but temperatures at 92 degrees and no rain in our area. Some light winds keeping things just a little bit cooler, but we're staying quite hot. Even into the rest of the evening, at 10 o'clock, it's still 81 degrees, but those clouds should clear up as we get progressively later into the night. Coming up in weather, the Saharan dust is arriving this weekend, which should make for some nice sunsets, and a heat index near 100 degrees is possible on Sunday.
If you use Gainesville's RTS bus system to get around the city, pay close attention because changes are coming soon. The RTS route changes proposed in late May will go into effect at the end of June. This comes as the University of Florida reduces its reliance on public transportation, diverting funds from RTS to campus-specific programs, such as the Campus Connector shuttle service. The decision causing RTS funding to drop 22% from $12.7 million to $9.8 million per year.
It creates lots of problems. that are not easily fixable. We're talking about, a couple $1 million. That's real money to those of us in Gainesville.
Finalized in late May were presented to the Gainesville City Commission earlier today. Riders will begin noticing adjustments June 30th.
It's been a roller coaster week for the University of Florida, and today, the Board of Trustees is officially responding to the rejection of their selection for the school's next president. The board released a statement earlier today that reads in part, the Board of Governors' failure to confirm Dr. Ono is deeply disappointing to our Board of Trustees. Our responsibility now is to move forward with strength, purpose, and an unshakable belief in U.S. future. Earlier this week, we brought you the breaking news of the Board of the Governors' rejection of Dr. Santa Ono's recommendation to be U.S. next president. It's the first time the board's 22-year history that they've rejected a university's choice.
Earlier this week, we brought you the details on Marco Lopez, an Osceola County sheriff facing racketeering charges due to his involvement in a massive Central Florida gambling operation. This morning, a Florida judge set his bond at $1 million. Prosecutors say Lopez was involved in the illegal gambling enterprise since 2019, when he was a deputy for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. His involvement allegedly continued after he became sheriff, and he used his position for personal gain. According to the Florida State Attorney's Office, the organization generated over $21.6 million in illegal proceeds. If he posts bond, Lopez will be required to wear a GPS monitor and surrender his firearm and passport. His next court date is set for June 30th.
A Miami mural created to honor African American history was vandalized Thursday. The artwork, located at Miami's Dorsey Park, was defaced with racial slurs, anti-Semitic symbols, and other offensive graffiti. City of Miami crews are now working to clean up the mural and restore the site meant to honor the African American history of Miami and America.
The first day of Central Florida's largest dog adoption event just wrapped up. The third annual Mega Dog Adoption Festival is taking place this weekend at the Florida Strawberry Fields Fairgrounds. The event will continue from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on June 7th and 8th, with over 300 dogs available for adoption each day. The canines have all been spayed or neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, and adoption fees are waived. If you're interested in bringing home a new furry friend, the event is located at West Oak Avenue in Plant City.
When we return, tensions between President Trump and former advisor Elon Musk reaching a tipping point.
The stunning statements made on social media and what spurred the very public breakup.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back. Despite the growing feud between Elon Musk and President Trump, Senate Republicans say they are unfazed by the fighting and focus on the president's controversial budget.
But Brian Nobles reports the fighting between the two billionaires is turning personal as they exchange jabs on social media.
President Trump touting better than expected job numbers while appearing to cool down tensions with former advisor billionaire Elon Musk. Overnight, the one-time friends engaging in a verbal boxing match on social media, punching and counterpunching with one post then another, after the president reacted to Musk's disdain for his so-called big, beautiful bill.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Musk saying the tariffs will send the country into a recession. President threatening to cancel Musk's government contracts. The public breakup playing out for the world to see.
I think it was doomed from the beginning.
I think it was pretty predictable.
I just keep thinking, like, I can't believe this is real life right now sometimes.
It's kind of like seeing middle school kids fight.
Two rich men with two big egos. They can't coexist for long.
And in the background, the actual fight over the president's budget bill. Senate Republicans at loggerheads over the price of Trump's mega spending bill, which boosts money for defense and border security, paid for with cuts to Medicaid and food aid programs.
I want to get to yes, but to get to yes, I need what I always need. I need a commitment to return to a reasonable pre-pandemic level of spending.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says Musk should leave the business of Congress to Congress.
I don't argue with him about how to build rockets, and I wish he wouldn't argue with me about how to craft legislation and pass it.
Democrats seizing on the global optics of this bromance breakup.
It makes us think how we look around the world. You got the president and the world's richest guy in this pissing match
And on Capitol Hill, despite Musk's threats of potential primaries, not one Republican lawmaker has said that the billionaire's pleas to vote against the bill has changed their mind. And they still have a goal of passing the package through Congress by the 4th of July holiday. Ryan Nobles, NBC News, Washington.
Coming up on First at 5, some showers and thunderstorms are moving through north central Florida. I'll have your forecast after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
You know, guys, it's been a long week for, I think, all of us. I'm just looking forward for the weekend, maybe taking a dip in the pool, going by the lake, doing just something like that.
Yeah, the pool sounds really refreshing, so I'm right there along with you.
Yeah, it might be good for a pool weekend. The temperatures will be there. The real question is if those scattered showers and thunderstorms will make their way to our area. The storm tracker right now showing some of these moving through Columbia County, some lightning associated with that one, but most of those well off to our east, some making their way through Putnam County right now, but we'll see what the rain looks like throughout the rest of the weekend later. Right now, the past 3 days in Marion County, they've received about 2/3 of an inch of rain. It's much needed there, not even enough actually, due to the drought that area has been experiencing recently. The hour by hour showing these clouds slowly making their way out of our area into the early morning hours tomorrow, still staying really warm though at 74 degrees. If those clouds do stay parted, there is some Saharan dust making its way toward Florida right now. It could make for some really nice sunsets over the next couple of weekends, nice and hazy, those kind of orange hazy sunsets that Florida is known for. There'll be some great opportunities to look at those. Temperatures across north central Florida staying in those high 80s, low 90s, Gainesville at 91, Ocala at 91 too. And there seems to be no break from those warm temperatures because you look at the heat index, 97 in Gainesville right now, and it's going to stay that way throughout the rest of the weekend. We're talking 94 on Saturday, and on Sunday all the way up around 98 degrees in the heat index. You even look at the nighttime too, staying around 78 degrees, so those warm temperatures not going anywhere. The futurecast showing through the evening hours into Saturday, those clouds making their way toward us. Some of that rain could appear in our area on Saturday, but on Sunday too, that possibility for rain extends all the way about 40%, no greater than that, most likely in the form of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The 7-day forecast showing that the rain and the heat is here to stay all the way through next Thursday for the rain, and Friday could get all the way up to 96 degrees with the heat index even higher.
Now, if you enjoy catching your dinner, take advantage of the next 2 weekends of license-free fishing. On June 7th and 8th, no license will be required to go saltwater fishing, while next weekend, June 14th and 15th, no license is required for freshwater fishing. If you enjoy your fishing experience, an annual license for salt or freshwater fishing is $17 each for residents and $47 for non-residents.
Florida Fish and Wildlife is asking Florida residents and visitors to help complete its annual wild turkey survey by reporting all sightings of wild turkeys between now and August 31st. This is part of a multi-state initiative aimed at better understanding the reproduction and abundance of wild turkeys, which is crucial for the FWC to manage and sustain healthy wild turkey populations. These birds are common throughout the state, with nests beginning to hatch in late spring and summer. However, nesting success varies based on several factors, so FWC asks for your help estimating population levels at regional and statewide levels.
The FHSAA had its final meeting of the school year on Wednesday. The board of directors approved rule changes for 3 sports, including football, basketball, and baseball. The football rule change expands the Invitational Rural Playoff tournament that debuted last season. The tournament model will now feature 2 divisions. One will consist of 12 teams from classes 1A to 4A, and the other will have 12 teams from 5A to 7A. All invited teams are selected from the rural division schools like Hawthorne and Williston that did not make the state playoffs. The change will be implemented this upcoming school year. In basketball, the board voted to implement a 35-second shot clock for boys and girls postseason games. Additionally, quarterfinal baseball playoff rounds will revert back to single games rather than a best-of-3 series. The shot clock rule is the only rule that will wait until the 26-27 school year to be implemented. Jack Caglione will be hoping for a warmer bat tonight as he completes his first week in the majors. More on that in a second, but first let's start with the big milestone yesterday in his 6th plate appearance. Caglione got his first major league hit Thursday. He hit a double down the first base line in the first inning to send a runner home and give the Royals a 2-0 lead. Unfortunately, it was the only hit he had in 4 at-bats, and it came in the first game of a doubleheader against the Cardinals. The Royals ended up losing the first game, and Caglione did not have a hit in the second game. Caglione is definitely still adjusting to the show. In his first 3 games, he's 1 for 13 at the plate. Caglione also made his first start in right field on Thursday. He's a designated hitter in the starting lineup tonight as the Royals take on the White Sox at 6:40. The college softball season is coming to an exciting end. 2 Texas rivals are duking it out in Oklahoma City. Texas Tech won Game 2 over Texas Thursday to force a game winner tonight in a winner-takes-all scenario. Both games of the series have been tight, down-to-the-wire thrillers. Texas took Game 1 2-1, and Tech struck back with a 4-3 win Thursday night. Every run in the series has been scored in the 5th inning or later. Both teams are chasing their first ever softball national championship, and one of them will take it home tonight. Former Gators golfer Ricky Castillo entered the day tied for 5th at the RBC Canadian Open. But after a good start Thursday, the wheels came off on Friday. Castillo started on the back 9, and by his 10th hole of the day, he was 4 over par for the round. He finished the day with a 74 on the card, a 10-shot swing from Thursday. He will make the cut at 2 under overall, but has work to do Saturday and Sunday. Castillo sits 10 strokes behind the leader heading into round 3. And USA Basketball announced the 27-player roster for the U19 national team trials. The roster features one of Florida's very own women's standout, Liv McGill. That's all for sports. We'll take a look at final weather after the break.
There's a possibility for scattered showers and thunderstorms this weekend, but those rain chances really pick up early into next week, all the way up to 80 and 90% on Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, those warm temperatures sticking around. We could get all the way up into the high 90s by the end of next week, and the heat index could be even higher.
Well, I sure hope I can get that trip to the pool in this weekend. But hey, thanks for joining us. We're back here on Monday for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WUFT.org and on all our social media platforms. Have a good night.